Hey everyone.
We have Spider-Man! Hello Daniel, it's Tuesday. Now I'm going to make this quick because I want to talk about Civil War. You didn't upload a video last week, so you're going to be punished. In addition to your punishments, you must also take 2 shots of barbecue sauce. Everybody got that? Good. So a few weeks ago, early reviews of Captain America Civil War started popping up, and the 2 main things that were being said was that the movie had a very controversial ending, and that the movie was an emotional horror story. And those things just make me want to see the movie even more. And last week, Marvel dropped their newest trailer for the movie, and I think it is incredible. The trailer starts with 2 guards with Russian flags on their uniforms opening what appears to be a Hydra facility. If you look closely, you can see a little circle that appears to be a Hydra symbol. Now, this is some sort of storage facility to whatever Bucky is in, and it's probably a flashback on account as Bucky doesn't have the red star on his arm yet. And who knows what this scene could be. It could be setting up for some reason why Black Panther wants to fight Bucky. It could be setting up how he killed Tony Stark's parents. Who knows? The trailer then shifts to General Ross informing the Avengers about the damage that they've caused since their first time assembling. And we actually have some numbers to put behind those incidents now, being New York caused 74 casualties and cost $18.8 billion, DC 23 casualties, $2.8 billion, and Sokovia 177 casualties, $474 billion. And in total, that's 274 casualties and $491.6 billion. I think this puts a little more weight behind Team Iron Man. The next shot of the trailer shows a prison. Now, this is probably the movie equivalent to what is known in the comics as Prison 42. For those of you who don't know, in the comics, after the inciting incident for Civil War, Tony Stark, Reed Richards, and Hank Pym all got together and came up with 100 different ideas to change the world. This prison was idea number 42, and in the comics, the prison is located in the Negative Zone, but the Negative Zone rights are currently owned by Fox, so we're probably not going to see that in the MCU anytime soon. However, the movie equivalent looks pretty good to me, and with the ever-growing number of enhanced people out there, thanks to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Netflix series, this prison might see more use than we originally think. Now, around this point in the trailer, we see War Machine get shot out of the sky, and some clever editing makes it look like Bucky did it. But I think it's just that, clever editing. But the real question people are asking is, will War Machine die in this movie? Those who have read the comics know that about halfway through the story, there's a death that impacts both teams pretty hard. The death caused many to realize that this isn't some play fight and the stakes are high. This could be the MCU equivalent of that scene, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, the next few cuts of the trailer show several different things. For one, we see Captain America standing in what appears to just be a normal house. Possibly the home of Peter Parker? Maybe? I'm kind of hoping. There's one clip where we see Tony pretty much bitch slap Captain America and then say, "You just started a war." And I know I'm not the only one who wanted him to say, "You just started a war. A civil war." Even though that would have been completely ridiculous. We see Black Panther fighting Bucky when a helicopter starts to shoot them, and then Black Panther turns around, kind of looking intimidating, as we realize that his suit is actually bulletproof. But then we see Scarlet Witch taking down the Vision, which kinda causes some feels for me, because in the comics they end up getting married and having children. But the scene could be particularly interesting because in this universe both Scarlet Witch and the Vision draw the power from the Mind Stone, so it could be interesting to see who actually is stronger. Then we get one of the most badass moments that every comics fan has been waiting for. We see Ant-Man riding on one of Hawkeye's arrows, which is straight out of the comics. And the way Ant-Man just dives through the fingers of Iron Man's gauntlet is so cool, and I can't wait to see it in the movie. Now, this next bit was pretty emotional for me when I first saw it. I cupped my hands over my mouth as my heart began to hurt. Tony tells Captain America to stay down, and he responds with, "I can do this all day," which is a throwback to this scene.
You just don't want to give up, do you?
I can do this all day.
So many feels. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Ever since the first trailer came out in November, we've been sounding like J. Jonah Jameson clamoring for pictures of Spider-Man. And now we've got him. Tony says he's lost his patience, speaking like the entire internet, and calls out, "Underoos!" Then we get a web shot from a mechanical web shooter, by the way, as we see Spidey steal Cap's shield, do a superhero landing, look up, and say the fateful words, "Hey everyone," which is pretty much speaking to the entire world, just as much as speaking to all the characters there. And the eyes do the thing. They do the thing. Now, I've heard both good things and bad things about the new Spider-Man costume, but frankly, I think it's pretty good. It's a very classic look and straight from the 1960s. When the eyes narrow, they look like the original Steve Ditko artwork. There's a tiny little spider logo on the front and a pretty decent-sized one on the back. We even see a small utility belt with extra web cartridges, which is something that we haven't seen in a cinema adaptation of the character yet. One of the things I particularly like about the costume is the fact that it doesn't look like it's spandex. It looks like it's cloth, and the eyes narrowing is incredible, and they're not animated, they're mechanical, and appear to operate in a similar way to that of a camera lens. So that's all I have to talk about the trailer. Daniel, what do you think of Spidey's new costume? I'll see you on Friday.